Hello everyone, we're back for another video. Today we'll be doing Grim Battle, the raid, and seeing if it's worth doing really for gold. And obviously we're here for Transmorg as well, but we might as well check out what the gold raid is here. For this, I've also got a treasure finding potion. Today I picked it up for 180 gold. Just like always when you're running these cataclysm things, pick up that treasure finding potion. Always helps for a little bonus at the end. I had to switch the way I could fly here. The one with the little bubbles wasn't enough to get me to the very top of the tower, so that's what the break there is. So I'm just double checking here that the raid is on 25 man heroic, just to really make sure I'm maximizing what I'm picking up, and showing you where it is on the map, just in case you don't know where the raid is, in case there's something in here you want for Transmorg. I'm going to do a couple of pulls here where I clear the first room and reset the instance just to see how many of the treasure boxes we get. Do you remember from the Firelands raid that we did just the other day? We got quite a lot of those boxes doing that before we actually had to go through and do the clear. So we'll just see if it's worth doing in here. I don't know how, but every time I forget how much running backwards and forwards you have to do with this type of gold farming. You can see here we're on the second clear and we've only gotten one of those boxes. We have gotten a couple of the Ember Silk cloth, but they're only 1 gold a piece. So there are better ways to get gold, unless you're specifically looking at trying to level up your cataclysm tailoring as cheaply as possible. I wouldn't recommend trying to farm the Ember Silk cloth, at least not on my server. I was actually pretty happy to pick up this stuff for Transmorg. So I suspect this raid has been nerfed a little because I've noticed not everything we kill is lootable, even though I'm the only one in here. I suspect at one point this room pull was quite lucrative. It isn't now. I don't think I'll be doing many more of the clear this room and reset the raid. I don't think it's worth my time. Sorry about that interim there. You've probably noticed there was a time lapse. I had to go do adulting, but I'm finished now and I can come back and play WoW. Don't know if you guys have noticed, but guess who remembered to empty their bags? So we're going to move on to the bosses here. You know, they've probably got better Transmorg gear anyway for the sets. So we'll finish this off. As you can see here, I'm getting the achievements. I've not done this before, so if I'm wandering around doing stupid, it's because I am, and I don't know what I'm doing. So we'll just see what happens. Rudely, these next few mobs have no loot. Honestly, no manners. I am getting a few volatiles off of these mobs, and they sell quite well on my server. It's not going to make you rich overnight, but if you're doing this for a clear, trying to get those sets, it's definitely going to be an okay way to recoup some of the costs for doing this in terms of time. You see here I got a pet drop, so I'll put that in a cage and we'll see how much that sells for at the end. Took me a little bit to figure out the easiest way to get all the mobs in this room was to attack the boss and then they run at you, so you don't have to chase them around. Just in case you're in here, attack the boss, they'll come to you. This is me wondering how difficult it would be to collect all of these sets, and I suspect a new obsession will be in my future. Some of these bosses take a very long time to do their dramatic dying. I mean, look at this one. I even have to fall into the lava before I can loot it. I don't know. Me having no idea what I'm doing here is really shining through. You can see here the vendor value of the trash we picked up for that run wasn't worth anything. As always, I will make another video a couple of days from now when I open my mailbox to see what sold for Transmorg. I know quite often people say you can make a lot of money with Transmorg, but they fail to point out how long you have to wait for that to actually work. So I'm just going to list these things once, and if they don't sell, I'll disenchant them later. But I will show a video when I open the mail to show you what did and didn't sell before I do that. So I'm just putting that pet in a cage here, and it looks like it goes for 16,000 gold, so that's a pretty decent amount. We'll see if it sells. As always, opening those little boxes is never not enjoyable. So you can see the crystals here aren't worth a lot for disenchanting the purples. The next few minutes is me trying to bugger around to see if you vendor the item, if you can get the transmorg for it as well, or if I have to dig it. So if you know the answer to that, because my brain is still not caffeinated enough to figure out the answer, please leave an answer in the comments. So this raid was probably the worst we've done so far. We made 380 gold raw. That's just the vendor. We'll see what sells, but I'm not holding my breath. So that's all for today. And just remember, girls don't play well.